For Audrey Wong, becoming a nominated Member of Parliament meant stepping into unfamiliar territory. And just a month into her new portfolio, she says she's still learning the ropes and settling in.
I felt it was a journey into the unknown.
Okay.
Seriously, it's like I'm going on a jungle trek and I don't know what's in the jungle. We went for the orientation briefing, everything, of course. But still, you still feel that, I'm really on unfamiliar territory. But when we went for our first Parliament session, I just suddenly realized what an incredible privilege it was. And I really felt I am fully discharging my responsibilities as a citizen. I participate in the highest lawmaking body in the land, and whatever happens in the House impacts on my countrymen. It impacts on people's lives. It's direct. And that sense of responsibility and the privilege it hit me.
When asked about what she thought about her NMP peers, Ms. Wong had this to say.
I think it will be a good mix. I think they're all very nice people to start with. That's one thing. I am not sure if we will find a Siew Kum Hong among us.
Okay.
And I was
Perhaps not that vocal.
I don't know. I mean, he's vocal in a certain way. He's vocal not just in the House but outside as well. So he became quite a public personality in his own right. Which was very interesting, and I was kind of hoping that he would get a second term so that.
So you liked what he was doing,
right?
As an NMP. Okay.
I thought he really made the position, created a certain position for himself, and he provoked people to think, which was I think what Singapore needed at that point, because after the previous election, there was that sense that the PAP perhaps had lost a little bit of ground.
Because they didn't do so well in the 06 election than the previous
as compared to the previous one. And then there was that really close contest, of course, in one of the GRCs, right? And there was that whole sense of the ground really just wanting to say what they felt, and wanting to vent their frustration as well. And then with the advent of the internet, and
a lot more people turning online.
So I think they needed probably a very vocal person also to channel that sort of energy. So now I don't know.
Are those qualities that you kind of aspire to? Being an NMP yourself?
Oh, well, I'm not like him. We're very, very different personalities, and I'm not a person that tends to attract divisive views. I would say. I often
try to find a balance and
I often end up sort of being a mediator, in fact. So I think it will be quite different. But I'm still really learning and trying to find my feet, and it still feels like unknown territory at this point.
Because it's still early stages, I guess.
It's just the first month, and I really hope that I can contribute to the best of my ability. I really, really do. Partly because, the arts community has already started this process, and they would have certain expectations.
But what will she bring to the Parliament table that's different from other NMPs?
I wouldn't say that I would bring something that, my predecessors haven't brought in, because I think, I greatly admire some of the other NMPs. People like Braema Mati, and of course, and people like Dr. Jennifer Lee and Dr. Gayman, whom I've met and I know, and I think they've done wonderful work in their professional lives as well as contributing to Parliament. And I guess I can only say that I would look to what they have done people like them have done and try and build on the good work. One of the main things about the NMP scheme is that it's for independent voices in Parliament. So you're not bound by party line. And that's what precisely they're looking for. So I'm hoping that I can reflect the views of the public that are non-party line, are not non-ruling party line, and as a way of giving the feedback to our leaders on what the ground is thinking. So in a similar way to the elected MPs who would reflect the views of their constituencies, their residents, and so on. But in my case, it's a different group of people. It's the artists and maybe other people whose causes I might be interested in.
Well, whatever their background, it seems clear that these NMPs have their ears to the ground and want to make a difference in Parliament. But will they truly make an impact? Only time will tell. This has been Point Blank.